Ever notice how even though you're training hard, eating clean, your scale and belly fat won't budge? You're still stuck at 20% body fat. Many of my clients were in the exact same position. So in this video, I'm gonna show you why everything shifts below 20% body fat, what your body's really doing, and the science-backed fixes that will finally move the needle. Before I show you why everything changes under 20%, if you want my help getting to 15% body fat, hit the link below and let's chat. Most men are fatter than they think. Research shows that the average man in the US or UK is around 28% body fat. Thomas, one of my clients, swore he was about 22%. The DEXA scan, a medical test that estimates body fat, said 26%. In reality, he was closer to 30%. The truth, most body fat measurements are inaccurate for individuals. That's why I judge progress based on photos and what I can actually see, not just numbers. But I can see some muscle, he texted me. How can I be that fat? After I walked him through our strategy, he felt relieved because now he had a realistic expectation of what's to come. This is the first brick wall most men hit. The numbers don't match what you see in the mirror. Don't get hung up on the perfect number. Focus on real, visible progress. You're comparing yourself to Instagram lighting or to friends who are just as delusional. At 20% body fat, you're still overweight. The belly's there. The love handles hang on. You're just a smaller version of your old self. The real transformation, flat waist, broad shoulders, actually looking athletic, only happens when you push past 20% and aim for 15%. That's the standard and that's what we're chasing. But here's the thing most people miss. Your body fights fat loss differently at different levels. At 30% body fat, dropping to 25% is relatively straightforward. Your body is almost eager to shed some fat. But once you hit that 20% wall, everything changes. Take Harry, a sales director and father of two. He told me, Adam, I've been stuck for months. I'm eating 1,500 calories, training 7 times a week. Nothing's happening. Here's what most people get wrong. Yes, your metabolism slows as you lose weight, but the effect is often exaggerated. What really happens is neat. Your daily movement and fidgeting drops by up to 10 to 20%. You move less without even noticing. Hunger also ramps up by up to 45 calories per pound loss. We got Harry unstuck by increasing his steps to 8,000 per day, cutting strength training sessions to 5 times a week, tracking every workout, and making sure he ate enough protein and fiber. Think veggies, beans, and whole grains to stay full. The result, Harry went from 22% to 15% body fat in just over 4 months, while getting stronger in every lift. Think of it like your bank account. If you've got 100,000 saved, spending 1,000 is no big deal. But when you're down to $20,000, your brain screams, stop spending. Your body fat works in the same way. When you're leaner, your body guards every last pound. That's why what worked before stops working now. To break through, you need a smarter plan, not just more restrictions. Now let me show you the 3 traps that keep men stuck at 20% body fat forever. The all or nothing diet. Monday, all in. Chicken and broccoli, no carbs, no alcohol. By Thursday, it's cake at the office. By Friday, beers and burgers. Monday, start again. That was my life for 3 years. The problem wasn't willpower, it was strategy. I finally audited my food diary and made sure 80 to 90% of my meals were satisfying. And I planned for real life, like weekends and social events. Ultra restrictive plans with no weekend strategy kept me stuck. The cardio trap. I'll just burn it off. David ran 5K every morning for 3 years, still stuck at 20%. The math doesn't work. A 5K burns around 400 calories, but one lunch can wipe that out 3 times over. We switched him to progressive resistance training and walking 8 to 12,000 steps daily. In 5 months, he lost 29 pounds of fat and got into the best shape of his life at 36. The healthy food halo: avocado toast, eggs, smoothie for breakfast, 800 calories, protein bar and shake, another 500, clean stir fry for dinner, 700 more. Richard's perfect diet: 2,800 calories a day, 700 over what he needed to lose fat. Being stuck at 20% isn't about eating clean, it's about understanding the numbers game. If you're not tracking, you're just guessing. Richard started tracking all his meals, and we added in more fiber and more protein. He was less hungry, eating more food. He dropped 20 pounds in just 90 days, and he said it felt easy. Ditch these traps, start tracking, and you'll finally break through that 20% barrier. Let's talk about what really happens when you finally break through the 20% wall, because this is where everything changes for your body and your life. Take Michael, 48 years old, 2 decades of failed diets, stuck at 22% body fat for 5 years. Within 6 months of this new approach, he dropped to 15%, his face sharpened, love handles vanished, abs started to show. But the biggest change: I feel like I'm in my 20s again, he texted me. Better sleep, more energy for my kids, even my sex drive is back. This is the reality below 20% body fat. Your body starts working with you, not against you. And here's the thing: science shows the most attractive male physique isn't the shredded 6 to 8% you see online. A study specifically found the attractiveness peaks around 13 to 14% body fat, the athletic sweet spot where you're lean, healthy, and energetic. Your testosterone rises, insulin sensitivity improves, inflammation drops, and you finally feel great. But here's the crucial part nobody tells you. Breaking through isn't about eating less, it's about eating differently. What got you from 30% to 20% won't get you to 15%. For Michael, we increased his protein and increased his fiber. We added more veggies, beans, and potatoes, timed more of his carbs around his workouts, and built in planned higher calorie days where you can eat a bit more to support your training and just your mind. The result: his energy stayed stable, cravings disappeared, and the fat kept dropping off week after week. The real breakthrough is about eating smarter, not just less. And that's how you transform after 20%. So here's the 4-step system I use to get men through the 20% wall, like Michael, who went from 22% to 15% after years of frustration. Reset your margin for error. Below 20%, keep your calorie deficit precise. 20 to 25% below maintenance. Go more aggressive and you'll stall fast. With protein, most guys undershoot. Aim for 0.8 to 1.1 gram per pound of your goal body weight. If your goal body weight's 180 pounds, that's 144 to 198 grams daily. This keeps muscle on and hunger down. Focus on progressive resistance training. Most of you only need 6 to 12 hard sets per muscle group per week. That's sets where you only have 1 to 3 reps left in the tank when you finish. Spread that across 2 to 5 sessions. This is not really for everyone, but if you feel like you need it, build in higher calorie days or a maintenance week. This is where you eat at maintenance calories just basically for a week or a couple of days. This is mainly if you're feeling flat or busy. This gives your body and mind a break you need to keep progressing. This system is how my clients avoid plateaus and finally get leaner, stronger, and more confident. Let's bust the most dangerous myth in fitness. Once I hit 15%, I'll figure out maintenance. That thinking guarantees you'll rebound. The way you get lean is the way you have to live to stay lean. Not with the same calories, but the same approach. The fitness industry has warped our sense of healthy. As I mentioned earlier, new research shows the real sweet spot for men is between 10 to 16% body fat, not the shredded extremes. Take James. He lost 50 pounds on a restrictive diet, hit 15%, but he rebounded to 25% in just 2 months. Why? Because his approach wasn't sustainable. Metabolic damage is a myth. Studies show that your metabolism bounces back when you eat more food or just regain weight. The problem isn't your body, it's the plan. Think of it like holding your breath underwater. You can force it for a minute, maybe longer, but your body will always force you up for air. Fat loss is the same. Push too hard, restrict too much, and your biology will win. The real goal isn't just to reach 15%, it's to build the habits that make 15% your new normal. If you can't see yourself living this way for months or years, it's not the right approach. Breaking through 20% body fat isn't just about looking better, though you absolutely will. It's about becoming the man you want to be, clear-headed, energetic, confident. I've helped hundreds of men make this transition. Guys with careers, families, and busy lives who thought they'll be stuck forever. Like Gareth, a 46-year-old exec who dropped to 15%, got his energy back, and felt confident at the beach. The science is clear. Constant self-monitoring, daily activity, quality sleep, stress management, and a long-term mindset are the real keys. Right now, you have two choices. Keep doing what's kept you stuck, or apply for my coaching program, where I'll build you a custom plan, science-backed, with weekly adjustments based on your progress. The link is below. I only take on a handful of clients each month, so if you're serious, apply today. And if you're resistance training as you should be, but not seeing results, you might be missing one of the 5 key habits I break down in this video. Watch it next. Don't settle for stuck. I'll see you there.